We're live now. Welcome everyone to the Super KnitPals party. We are here, Andrea and I are Knitrino. We're the knitting sisters who founded a company where we're working on interactive patterns for knitters who want to use patterns on their phones and find themselves dissatisfied with PDFs. So I'm Allison, this is my sister, and we are joined by two very special guests today. We have Cecilia and Tao, and you hopefully are familiar with Cecilia and Tao. And if you are not, I'm going to give them a moment to introduce themselves. So guests, if you would tell us a little bit about you and introduce yourselves to our audience.
Sure.
Here we go.
I'm going to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sounds good. So I am Cecilia, known as CreativeCeci or Ceci on Instagram and Ravelry. By day, I work for a beauty company, and I do diversity and inclusion for L'Oreal. I love my job. I love that I get to, through my job, travel and meet fabulous people, which goes very perfectly with my love of knitting, because through knitting, I've gotten to travel and meet amazing people, and I love it. And so last year, I started a podcast called Ceci Knits the World, and I only have 4 episodes, so I need to edit an episode that's like literally on my laptop, where I travel the world and I take people with me on fun adventures. At last count, I've been to about 140, 150 yarn stores around the world.
Wow.
And so I, love you ladies, and Tao and I have been besties for quite some time now. I don't even remember when, but I feel like you've always been.
I remember. I will tell that story.
Oh, okay. I want to hear this. Hold on. I'm going to.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, Cecilia, you forgot to mention the best part about your job is your access to like the employee store at L'Oreal. Hello, heels, everything. I'm like. Yeah, like what do I love it. I'm old, and Cecilia's like, use this lotion, and so then now I have it stocked up.
It's definitely a beauty junkie's dream, because our company owns so many brands that we know. So Maybelline, Kiehl's, Urban Decay, Clarisonic, Biolage. I could go on. And so yes, we do have a company store. And so when you come to New York, all of my friends must come and visit the L'Oreal. We're located by Hudson Yards, which is where the super cool vessel is. It looks like the stairs. And our company store is the best. So so all my friends get to go to the company store and they get spoiled. So I must spoil you as well. Absolutely.
Okay, just to chime in, Karen is mentioning that she could use some of that right now, getting pretty feral in her house these days. Go ahead, Andrea.
And Jody wanted to say, Cecilia, that you are her sweater hero.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
that's so cool.
And
Trish is here.
Yeah, Trish is here.
Trish is there. Hi, Trish.
Yeah.
Trish from Carpe Yarns. We love her.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I'll do a quick intro. So I'm Tao, and I am the owner of Nerdbird Makery, and I'm based out of Portland, Oregon. And Cecilia and I met because prior to having a website, I was selling like shirts out of my virtual like car trunk, which was on Instagram DMs. And so Cecilia DMs me. I don't know where you saw the shirt, but the first were you at a yarn shop or something?
I don't even know, or maybe it came up on Instagram, and I was like, I have to have that shirt.
Right. I didn't know who she was, and she goes, okay, I want a shirt. So then I'm like, okay, cool. So I sent her the shirt, and all of a sudden, like, all these people like started buying shirts, and I'm like, how did you find out? And turns out Cecilia, I guess, had been wearing it like online and like at different yarn shops.
Oh, I wore it on Christy Glass.
Is that what it was?
I wore it on my first episode of my first video with Christy Glass. You're right.
Yes. And so then so my day job, I'm on a bit of an unpaid leave right now. But I had an event, like a work event in New York. And so we actually met up physically at Knit Night at Brooklyn, or what's it called?
Woolen. We went to Woolen.
Woolen. Yeah. So that was cool.
Awesome.
And I've been her pseudo marketing manager ever since.
No. We upgraded you. What'd I call you?
Oh,
Chief? marketing officer.
Oh yeah, so I'm her CMO because what I do is when I travel to yarn stores in Phoenix and wherever, I'm like, hey, you don't have any Nerdbird, you don't have any T-shirts or any pins. This is my friend, and 9 times out of 10, the people love it, and then they call her, and I'm like, I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. I've gotten so many like connections that way, like a yarn shop. Pearl in the Pines. Shout out to Pearl in the Pines. I'm not sure if they're watching, but they started contacting me, and then a couple, I think one in Arkansas, like was interested. And then always surprised, like where in the world,
Yeah.
Nitty City.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was the best one. Oh, that's a good story. We'll say that for later.
Can I just take a minute and show everybody all of Tal's shirts? Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar with her beautiful work, she has the Nevertheless She Knitted shirt. The very first one I bought was the Baller shirt.
Now hold it up there for. Oh yeah,
I love that.
And you guys, I had to buy it twice because I wore it so much. I got holes in the armpits. My high school students love this one. And
that's my
the
favorite.
Feminist Knit Club.
That was the original.
Yeah,
that's the one I wore.
I have to confess, I had to buy this one twice too because Allison bought me one. And my laundry is such a mess. I can't find it. So I figure it doesn't hurt to have two. And then this one, oops, it's inside out. This one I also wear to school a lot. And my high school girls, this is their favorite.
Which one?
Do you know which one it is?
Fiber Fuel.
I know which one it is.
I was like,
Fiber.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
I had that one on this. It's so funny. I was leading a call this week, so diversity. We're planning for Asian Pacific Heritage Month. So I had a call with the task force, and we're on video, and they're all like, "Did you wear that shirt on purpose?" And I'm like, "No, it happens to be one of my favorite shirts. It's like it brightens my mood. So just so happens that it's all
Yep.
bubble
it's
tea.
All Asian themed foods. That was the whole thing, right?
Yep.
So
I love it.
And who doesn't love sushi? Especially sushi with yarn.
I was saying I would give my right arm for a poke bowl like right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So why don't we take a minute to talk about what we're all working on right now? So maybe we'll start with Cecilia.
Yeah, goodness. So, okay. So Trish just asked me if I'm feeling better. So,
yes.
I was sick.
Yeah.
Both my husband and I, unofficially, because we could not get tested. Our doctor wouldn't let us be tested, but we both had severe fevers, cough, body aches, the symptoms. So today is my husband's 13th day, and he's finally getting better. It hit him the hardest. It is my 11th day, and I've been feeling good for about 5 days now. So this is like every day I feel a little stronger, a little better. So thank you for asking. I would not wish this on anyone, but I'm just so happy that we are on the other side of it. And every day, yeah, I've been hearing the same thing, that it does hit men. You're like the fourth or fifth person to say this to me. Karen. It hits men harder than women. It definitely hit him really hard. And, I'm thankful that I was able to take care of him to the best of our ability. And so now he's up and he's moving. He's about 2 or 3 days behind me as far as his energy level. But we're good. Our friends have been checking on us. And so I'm so happy to be able to put on a little bit of makeup and some jewelry and be here for this conversation. For about a week, I didn't knit. And then on Thursday, I got my mojo back. And so I casted on the Wave of Change jacket, which is by Blonde Handmade. And my yarn is from Royal Bee Yarn Company. And so
look at that. I love
can't wait to wear this.
I love the color.
Yeah, so Trish was my inspiration. She put hers on and showed it to me on one of our Zoom calls, and I was like, okay, Trish. And she's such a sweetheart that she went to the yarn shop and picked out yarn. She's like, what about this yarn? What about this yarn? And we FaceTimed. And so right before I got sick, I got my delivery of yarn. And so this is the perfect wave of change for me. I'm also knitting on turtle dove in wool folk. So I'm right
Very
where I'm.
nice.
So both sweaters are about 2 rows from separating the sleeves, and then I'm doing all of the knit alongs. I'm doing Gigi's orange. Aren't you Gigi or don't you love orange? But I'm not doing her poncho. Instead, I'm doing Isabel Kramer has Cowboys and Angels.
Oh,
And
cute.
so this is
Love
a
it.
trellis pattern. And so far, every time I end the row, you know how, because it's double yarn over, slip 2 together, knit 2. And so I get to the end of the row and it says you should have 1 stitch or 3 stitch. Thank you, Jesus. Each time I've had the right amount of stitches. So I will not be working on this while we talk because
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on.
Awesome. How about you, Tal? What are you working on?
I am working, actually, let me show it because it is so cute, but you can't see it yet because I'm not quite there on the pattern. There's a woman, she's a designer. Her Instagram is Plucky Pigeon Knits. You guys should check it out. And I'm making this sweater. I'll show you what it looks like. Plucky Pigeon Knits is her Instagram. And oh, here it is. It's so freaking cute. Can you guys see it? It's like hold on.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's so
It
cute.
is
I've
so
seen that
cute.
one.
She got this she already has the pattern published for kids, and now I'm test knitting the adult version. And so I love it. It reminds me, like, have you guys heard of Bowden, like that UK?
I love Bowden.
Yes. So it looks like a Bowden sweater. And so here I am. So I finished the body. Oh, it's finger weight sweater. So I'm done with the body and the sleeves, and now I'm just doing the yoke, which is like the exciting part. But this part of the color work is pretty easy, so I can do it while I'm chatting. And this yarn is amazing. So I went with like this natural, like gray with like tints of like brown in it, and it's from the Dye Project.
Oh, I have that.
Yeah, it's non-super wash, but it has a little bit of nylon in it, and I'm really enjoying it because it's soft, even though it's non-super wash. So really, really enjoying that.
That's really pretty. I like that.
Yeah.
How about you, Andrea? What are you working on?
I always keep a self-striping sock on the needles, and I use Audi Flexi Flips, which I love. If you guys have never tried them,
She is not a paid spokesperson, but
wait,
I am not.
What's the name?
Flips? Flexi Flaps? What is it?
Is it Audi or Addie?
I think Addie.
Addie.
Is it German? If it's German, it's Audi. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's similar to doing Magic Loop, but it's on small needles. So you've got 2 working needles, and then you're knitting with the 3rd one, and they've got this little plastic that makes it easy to turn. So, and it doesn't fall off as much as DPNs.
Yeah.
And this color, do you recognize it, Tal?
Oh, I do.
Is that what is it?
It's Canon. Is it Canon?
That's what I thought it was, but is it the what color is that?
Oh, come on.
Andrea,
You did the
wait. Oh, Hella Hickey. Yes.
No.
Yes. Wait, no, that's it.
No. It's Woolstock.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Lindsay
Yeah.
Antangle.
There's so many pens.
But it's on the Bruce space, so that's why it's hard to tell.
So
I can also show you guys one other thing.
Well, and that, just to clarify, that was Canon Hand Dyes is the yarn.
Yes,
so
Canon
we didn't
Hand
say
Dyes.
the full name. So, and it's amazing.
Her Bruce base is my favorite. I think it's my all-time favorite
Oh,
base.
that's the yak base.
That's pretty.
Or this is one of my other all-time favorite bases. I'm going to show you. I can just show you the wrong side because I'm not allowed to show this. I'm doing a design for, can I say?
Yeah, for Pearl Sew? I think you can say it. I said it. You didn't.
And this is their cashmere merino.
Ooh.
It's gonna be my favorite thing I've ever designed. I can tell you guys that. My best friend has seen it and she's already test knitting it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I have one other thing, but I can't find it. But Allison will show you what it looks like.
So I, until last night, was knitting. It's just fresh off the needles. It's actually still damp because I blocked it overnight and it didn't dry. But I made this cute little vintage cardigan.
I love
look
it.
at the back.
I love that so
We just
much.
put everyone to shame. Oh my God. Like,
It's a neutrino sweater.
I love that so much.
Everybody's out of the water.
It was really fun. It had some heartache. Actually, I have a cute little tip and trick to tell you about. I did the ribbing and I didn't pick up enough stitches, and it was too tight, and all the way around it was over 300 stitches, and I had to tear the whole thing out. And so the second time I did it, if you notice, right, there's this curvature. And so with ribbing, I didn't want it to shrink up. So what I did is when I pulled it back out and started again, I picked up over 400 stitches this time. I started with 1s on the ribbing, and then about halfway up, I switched to 2s to make it a little bigger. And then I did the super loosest bind off I could think of. And it came out just perfect. Like I really am happy with it.
Okay, wait. Hold on.
Oh, it's a shrug.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
It is a shrug.
Before you go on, can you tell everyone how long you've been knitting?
Yes. So Andrea, I'll just get a little background. Andrea and I started this company. We officially started it in January of 2019, though unofficially we started in fall of 2018. And at that time, I was not a knitter. But Andrea is the knitter, right? She's a designer and she's really good. I love all the stuff she does. And because she's been publishing designs, she knows some more about the industry. She's kind of in my opinion, a subject matter expert. And so I am just the business end. It's like, what is the mullet, right? She's the party in the front on the, no, business in the front. I'm business in the front. She's the party in the back. And so, so anyway, after we started this company and we were talking to knitters and going to all these shows and meeting people, especially because I was doing a lot of knitter interviews, just to really understand the market and what the needs were for a knitting app. I mean, we've talked to hundreds of knitters. I quickly realized I was out of my depth and I was like, okay, Andrea, I'm feeling like a fraud. I need you to teach me how to knit. Let's get Tao back here if we can. So she taught me how to knit just over a year ago, almost a year and a half now. Let's see. We might have lost her completely. I'm just looking.
Let's get her back.
Oh, there she is. Oh, where'd she go? I got to get her back. Invite on stage. Okay. So anyway, yeah, so I've been knitting for a year. And the fun thing about that is every time I knit something, I'm learning something new. So the other thing I am working on is this little sweater. This is in, so this sweater is in Canon hand dyes. This is the Fuzzy Bunny, which is amazing. It is it's alpaca and other soft fibers. And the other thing I'm working on is in Earl Grey fibers. And this is a little vintage inspired sweater. And this is my first time doing cables. And I'm
you
super
are putting us to shame with your this is my first time.
Well, everything's my first time. It's okay.
I love it.
I mean, I think the story is I'm too dumb to know what's too hard for me, so I just try everything.
I love it.
No, you guys, I've got the scoop. I had to grow up with her as my little sister. She's just a genius.
No,
it's okay.
Not a genius. Stop. I am not. I work hard at everything. None of it. I love
you guys. It's funny. You're five. So, the other thing I should say is I'm also the creator of February, which most people did not know, which is hilarious to me because it was something that I started to show off all of my cowls with my friends because when I first started knitting, I was the queen of cowls. And so I was like, you know what, let's take February and turn it into February and every day post a picture of yourself with something that you made. And then it became prompts and then it became what everyone now does. And your post for February of the two of you when you were little in knitted sweaters was my favorite. I'm like, you guys were so adorable. Like, did your mom make those?
Yeah, it was so it was our mom made us matching hats and mittens when we were really little. I think I'm trying to remember, I think we were 3 and 5 maybe, or actually probably 3 and 4 because it was winter. But anyway, and so it's this picture of us, and it's still in our Instagram feed.
I'm gonna go find it too.
I could probably find it, but and we're standing outside in the snow with our little knitted hats and mittens that our mom made us. Oh, here it is.
Yay! Thank you.
There you go. Yeah. We were very fashionable on our teacher's salary income.
So cute.
In our plaid little coats and things. So
I loved it.
Yeah.
It made me happy. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah. So that's also what we're knitting on. So let's hear about meeting Oprah and Michelle Obama. Can we hear that story?
Wait. Did you meet her in D-Nice at Club Quarantine, or did you meet her in real life?
I didn't meet Michelle. I met Oprah.
Okay. You only met Oprah. Only is the wrong word there. You met Oprah.
I met Oprah. No, so, it's so funny because I've been to like the Live Your Best Life tour with Oprah before. And then a few years ago, I because of my work, I attended the White House State of Women. And so Oprah interviewed Michelle, and it was only 500 of us in the room. So, that was intimate and a tremendous high. And Oprah's been on my vision board for every year for as long as I can remember. And so this year, when she did her new tour, her wellness tour, I looked at the price of tickets and I was like, I love you, Oprah, but I can't, not right now. And then I said, you know what, if it's meant for me to be there, I know enough people. I said, I'm going to put it out in the universe. If it's meant for me to be there, I will get to go. And it kept getting closer and closer. And now I was like asking people. And so it did not look like it was going to be in my favor. And one of my dear friends is Lisa Price, the founder of Carol's Daughter, the beauty company. And so, she knows, she's been on Oprah, she's been, again, so I feel close to Oprah through Lisa, through a number of my friends. I feel very close. And Lisa was going as a client of some company. And so we were talking about like what she was going to wear. She ordered a lingua franca shirt that says, I miss Barack. And so she had her outfit. And so I was just happy to help my friend get her outfit together. And about 2 days before, she says, so guess what? I'm like, what? She goes, the CEO of Weight Watchers invited me to the Weight Watchers box. I'm like, oh my God, Lisa, that's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. She goes, yeah. And I get to bring a date and you're my date. And I'm like, I was in the Uber. I don't know if you can hear because I screamed so loud. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I got to be her guest in the box. And so I was just happy to be in the building. And, it was life-changing because it was all about wellness. And again, I just knew it was Oprah. I didn't know it was a wellness theme. I didn't know it was sponsored by Weight Watchers. I didn't know it was all about mind, body, and spirit. And so we got to hear from Michelle, who I had heard speaking about her book the year before. So it was just a really good moment. And Oprah shared, some intimate things about when her mom passed away. And it was so defining because here is Barclays with 14,000 people. And Oprah sharing the story of coming to terms with her mom as her mom is passing away. Oh, wow. It was so silent in the stadium that you could hear conversations at the kiosk stands. Like in the stadium itself, no one was speaking. So we were just so on a high from that experience. Then somebody came from Weight Watchers and was like, okay, so here, when you guys are done, we're gonna get you and take you downstairs to something. So we go downstairs and we're in this one room with white bands and we have blue bands. And they're like, oh no, you're supposed to be in the blue band room. So we go to the blue band room and we're waiting and we're eating and no Oprah. Gail comes down. So I'm happy to see Gail and her daughter. And then we're like, you know what? It wasn't meant to be. So we're leaving and we go through the white room and Chanel from NBC, the Today Show, knows Lisa. And she was like, did you just hear what Oprah said to us? And we're like, no, she was just here. She stood here. We all got to take pictures with her. And I'm like, were we in the wrong room? What just happened?
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out. And the guy's like, no, you guys have blue bands. This is only for white bands. And I'm like, I don't take no for an answer. And so I saw people with like Secret Service mics. I'm like, I'm sorry. We were in the box with the CEO from Weight Watchers. I find it really odd that we don't get to meet her. And he was like, you're supposed to go back and wait in your room. She's going to come to your room. So we all go home. So we go back to our room and then a guy comes out and he goes, okay, so Oprah's going to come here. She's going to talk to you and then you're all going to get a picture.
Oh,
I felt like I was on her favorite things show. We're screaming. So she comes out on stage and literally I'm 8 feet away from her and she just talks about, being Oprah and how important this is for her. And she goes, okay, so now I'm going to take a picture with everybody. She goes, don't tell me your life story, but come back. And no cell phones, only my, Oprah's lighting, it's Oprah's background. And so we wait online, and I had my moment. And so I said to her, thank you for always challenging me to be my best self. And she was like, well, thank you, and smiled. And so I hugged her. And so the things that people have asked, her waist felt so tiny. And people were like, well, what does she smell like? And I said, she smells like money and wishes. Money and wishes. You can imagine what money and wishes smells like. Yes. But she was just so nice, so warm. So, and so what I remember about it is the day started at 8:30. So she came on at 9:00 in the morning, and it was a work day. So she was on, and she introduced everybody. She interviewed, she talked, she shared. We had lunch. She came back. This is now 7:00 at night. And she gave everybody in the other room a photo and everybody in our room a photo. So she did more than a work day. And so I'm like, I have, I now look at time, like, you have the same amount of hours in a day as Oprah.
That's right.
Oprah could be on. And if she can make herself available, then if we could all be a little Oprah, we could all inch toward our own ownness. We would be so amazing.
Yeah.
So
find your inner Oprah.
So what you're saying is you and Oprah are basically best friends.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
So that's my Christmas card. So you guys will get that card as a Christmas card.
I'm framing
it. Me too.
You're gonna.
Me too.
So I have 1 degree of separation, or is it 2? I have 1 degree of separation.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I've never made a vision board, but I think I'm going to, and I know what's going to be on it.
And what I also realize now is that my dream was to be in a room with her. So now I need to dream bigger.
Aim higher.
So now I'm like, okay, so like be at a dinner table or at a luncheon. I want more. Yeah. I want more because that's so much.
Yeah. Awesome. And so I think I would really like to hear the story, because I haven't heard it yet, about how Tao learned to knit, if she's willing to tell it.
Hold on. Trish, are you on? Trish, I can only if Trish is on.
Trish is on.
I don't see her. As soon as I see her type.
Yeah. Trish is there.
Yes, I'm here. Okay. So I don't think they're on here, but the Miss Boss Tricot ladies were like, I'm gonna fact check you if you ever do this online. I'm like, I'm not gonna tell us online because I need to maintain employment. I still have bills. Yeah. Like I can't go to jail.
Don't worry, I won't use this as any kind of leverage against you ever.
Anyway, that was my knitting origin story. Yeah. And so now here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Best yada yada. And now here we are. Story Nerdbird.
That's right.
Dale, the pedophile, oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Yep. You were such a pedophile, because I was like, if I ever saw you in the alley, I would run. If you ever had a white car, a white van, I would run. And then he was so offended. He told my next door neighbor, I'm like, facts are facts. Yeah. You know what I mean? I said what I said. Yeah.
All right. Andrea, should we do a little knitting trivia? I feel like it's been some.
Okay, I didn't look up any good questions.
Do you want to just play Knitters Against Humanity again?
Yeah, I love Knitters Against Swatches.
I feel like Humanity's better, but go ahead.
I know I sometimes accidentally get a Cards Against Humanity. Sometimes I mix them up. So sorry, guys, in advance if you're sensitive.
So this, if you're easily offended, this will be a good point to leave, because audience participation we cannot monitor or control, and we might encourage naughty answers. Karen is a champion
still here
at this game. Okay.
Okay.
Pattern. Okay.
So we played this the other day, and just for an example, we asked about, you can find a pattern for almost anything on Ravelry, for instance, and we heard some naughty answers to that one.
Very good answers. Very good. Ones I approve of.
and all you have to do is type in your funniest answer. And a lot of them were true. I think they were all true. I think
they were. Well, maybe there were a few made up ones, but they were. You can make things up too. It doesn't have to be true. We just like funny. So, and then we'll pick a winner at the end. And actually, we were talking about giving away a tattoo today, but I think we'll give away. I'm going to show it again in case we have people here who weren't here last time. We'll give away one of these fabulous Neutrino T-shirts. Since we won't be needing them to go to shows this year, we have some extras. They won't ship right away. So if you win, please put on your patient pants because you're going to have to wait for a month. What? Oh, no. That's it. That's a good one. I thought,
if you're offended, you sound sorry.
Okay. Well, okay. So anyway, T-shirt is the prize. We'll pick it at the end. Be patient if you win. Oh, I needed penis in all colors. Okay, we're getting ready.
Okay, so
setting the tone.
Yeah, so we'll start with an easy one.
Okay, get ready, you guys.
Okay.
I can yarn bomb that.
Blank.
So you put in the word that would start the sentence off.
Like there's a something. I can yarn bomb that.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I would say
Jennifer Williamson.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Stephanie.
She wins.
Oh, Susan.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Silly.
Okay, we gotta read a few of these for us.
Okay. So we got bitch, I can yarn bomb that. We got HR department, I can yarn bomb that.
Your cock.
Edible panties, I can yarn bomb that.
Parents.
I don't know if I can say parents.
I can say it. Your cock, I can yarn bomb that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
And Susan, I have actually knit. I own that alien autopsy pattern, and I haven't done the alien, but I've done her frog dissection and a polar bear dissection. Cecilia.
And Karen.
Oh, can we?
Idris. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He would. You guys, if we made him an amazing sweater, I bet he would wear it.
I bet he would. Andrea, make him a sweater.
And he looks so good in cables.
He does.
Can we get him in cables?
Okay, did you see his little video where he announced he had coronavirus? His wife was all around him to let you know, that he's taken. Okay, she probably caught
take him.
You there.
We're not trying to take him.
Jen wants to see him in a deep V-neck sweater. Okay. We shouldn't be sexist. We don't like it when guys are sexist to us.
No, we're not sexist. We appreciate beautiful women just like we appreciate beautiful men.
I really do appreciate beautiful women. Okay.
Okay. So that's what in yarn.
I just want to put him in yarn. Yes, we do. I think we do admire him universally. I'm pretty sure all men admire him universally too.
He should be James Bond. Like seriously, like I don't understand why he's not.
Hell yes.
You're right. Was he in the running?
Well,
or was there online position?
Yeah, people feel that it should be him.
It should. He would be an amazing.
Or wait a minute, or Henry Golding. He's pretty fine. Did you guys watch?
Hey,
I'm not gonna.
Do you guys know about Governor Cuomo's dad when he was going to run for president? Some little lady did a cross-stitch thing that said Carpe Diem. It was like a little pillow covering and sent it to him. And that's what got his dad to run. And I kind of wonder if we need a, like the Pussy Hat movement, but instead we just need a Carpe Diem movement to get someone better to run for president.
All right, let's set that aside. This is a happy place. We're not going to.
Adam Levine.
Adam Levine. All right.
Here's the next one. Did we pick a winner from that?
No. But what do we want to, or should we just pick a winner from all of them? Maybe we'll just do that this time instead of voting.
All right.
Idris 2020. I don't think he can run. I don't think he's an American. He could run. Is he? I mean, he's British, right?
British.
Close enough. But I mean, anyone can be chosen now.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. I started knitting So I would stop. We know
Well,
Tal's
We used
answer.
this one, didn't we? But we'll do it again. I don't know. I started knitting, so I would stop blank.
Maybe we
Yeah,
did.
I'll try to
Because
win
I think this might be the one that someone
Drinking,
put
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
But we can do it again. New answers. If you used this one before, you have to come up with new answers. Patty said drinking. Yeah.
Okay.
Karen's staying out of this one. Good choice, Karen. Stephanie says the murders.
The murders, robbing banks.
Robbing banks. I love it. For Tao, it's oh yeah, she already answered running game.
Yeah.
Keeping big cats.
Yeah.
I think you just knit big cats.
Okay,
All right.
wait. So, if you have to, well, it's too hard for me to show it, but so I assume Jen, you watched the Tiger King.
Yeah.
You have to go to my Instagram stories because I love this take about Carol Baskin,
Stephanie,
which is like the best, but it's on my stories. I can't read to you, but you should go look at it because I'm like, she is that bitch, like in the best way.
Yeah. All right. Any other answers?
All right,
next one. Next one. We're moving on.
Last one. Now, if you guys haven't ever played the game before, sometimes you're allowed to play 2 cards. And so in this case, you'll have to say 2 things, and we want you to just separate them by a comma. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
2 things separated by a comma.
So, yep. Okay, here we go. I swatch, and now my blank looks more like blank.
I skipped the gauge swatch, and now my blank looks more like blank.
Jen. Oh, is this too difficult? Oh, I can see people type.
Give them a minute. So now my neck looks more like. Wait, hold it up again, Andrew. I can't remember how the answers go. Looks more like blank. Okay. And now my hat looks more like a sweater. My sock looks more like an anaconda sweater.
Oh my gosh.
Sassy. My knitted knockers look more like sandfield socks. My bra looks more like a parachute.
Boobs look like knees.
My boobs look more like
goodness.
My hat and
My hat looks like an XL condom on a very tiny spoon.
Oh,
I like that. That was funny.
Stephanie's crocheted tampon looks more like shit.
My cowl looks like a banana hammock.
Oh, I missed that one. Oh, maybe I don't. Did I miss it? I don't see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they just came in so fast. I missed it. My cowl looks more like a banana hammock.
All right, we should pick a favorite.
Tao and Ceci, which maybe you guys get to decide on which ones.
Of all the answers?
All of them.
Of all the answers, which is your favorite? My cowl looks more like the equator, Susan.
I like
starting with.
Can be
I
from
like
any of the
banana
answers.
hammock. I just like saying banana hammock.
Who doesn't?
There was one. Let me see what was the one of the first ones? Wait, let me see.
Okay.
Okay, this one. Bitch, I can yarn more. Yeah. Jennifer Williamson.
Oh, all right.
Oh, from all of them, yeah, that was a good one.
That
was a good one. Or the HR department.
I'm from the challenge. Bitch, I got.
But Jennifer Williamson was a good one.
That was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. Jennifer, you win a t-shirt. I don't think you've won one yet. And I think one of your besties has. So you'll be really excited to have a t-shirt as well.
Oh my God.
So will you do me a favor and email me what size you would need? And it's going to be probably a month before we can mail it out to you. Also, I might have to order a few more. But that's okay. We have sizes from small to 2XL. So let us know what you need. Jennifer gets a crown.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, are we almost done, or is this an hour call?
It was supposed to.
Can I show a few new things?
Yes, you
Can I just show a few new things? You know, just
show us a few
we're on here
and
you're like some secret stuff. I thought it might be fun.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to put up a call to action in case anybody wants to go to your shop. You can click. Let's see if this works. Text Nerdbirds shop. So I'm going to put up a little button so you guys can click right through, even though you probably could have Googled it in that time. So you should see a little button up there if you want to.
Okay, so you guys have been asking for this, and so this is, I haven't posted on Instagram, so if you're here, you get to see it. I have a badge finally. For those of you asking, yes, that arm is brown, like mine. Yes.
I love it.
Okay. Then, I got another new thing. This one I'm designing for, so you already saw one version of it, but I'm doing this for La Bien Aimée. So remember that Asian knitters of Instagram? You guys all can have one. You guys can be Asian adjacent. That's cool.
I'm Asian adjacent. This
is a new one that I made for La Bien Aimée. So that guy right there is my friend Justin.
Yeah.
He's got a really interesting, very, very cool Instagram.
Cool. Yeah.
His photo was all out on it. I was like, oh, okay, that's a little extra, but
he's so good.
His page is fine. He's a good knitter. Okay, so then there's that, and then oh my God. Okay, so totally exclusive. You don't put this on YouTube either because I haven't finalized it yet. Okay. So this I have a new bag design coming. So and I'm working on the print, and so I'm going to show you the print that I've been looking at. Okay, so it's kind of like for, how do I just miss? It's for Earth Day. So I've been thinking about I really love plants, especially during this time, just having plants in my house make me happy.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a new bag that has monstera leaves and knitting crochet hooks and needles and scissors.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's going to be actually, you can use it. It's going to be a rounded bottom, so you can use it as a planter. You can put your plant in it. You have to put a dish underneath it. Yeah. Or we're going to put pockets so you can actually use it as a little yarn basket too, when you're knitting, instead of having a to-go bag.
I love it. Love it.
So cute. I love it.
So
those are some new things.
Are those going to be on pre-order, or because we're all aware that it's really hard to get your stuff. So how do we get those?
Yes, you know what? I will do a pre-order just because I have to, I don't know how many I can produce. The good thing about it, you guys, so I'm still so just so you know, I'm still doing large orders of screen printing. So I have a lot of shirts and totes. And the reason why is because the person that does all my screen printing, she's actually she's so awesome. She's an Asian, Asian American woman. And she's actually in a death metal band. You would never know from looking at her, but she is the bomb. And she, but so she does this to, be able to do the hobby that she likes, which doesn't pay or anything yet. And so I want to keep doing screen printing orders so I can, make sure that she is, that she's okay during this time. Because most of the time she does screen printing shirts for concerts, but there's no concerts. So there's no need to do any screen printing. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go and I'll keep ordering. Cool. And then, so then the person that makes my bags, all of her, there's no more shows, right? No more yarn shows, no more festivals. I'm having her make bags, so that way I can help support her, because so I still have merch in the site.
I don't know if she can take more orders, if either of them can, but you should put us in touch because we have some stuff we need to have made. So
that's awesome.
Secret stuff.
Awesome.
I love it. All right. So we're going to edit out the end of this so that the preview items aren't on there. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Oh, what?
And Tao's fabulous
story. And the story. Yeah, we'll edit that out too.
I love it.
Yeah, if we get one of them.
Edit me out. Edit me out the whole thing.
No way.
No way.
All right.
No way.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're planning to do this again on Wednesday night with other special guests. They're so special, we don't even know who they are yet. But we'll be back then. So we hope that you can join us again. It's just kind of fun to hang out and stay close in this weird time that we're in. And we hope that you all stay safe and, stay at home unless you have to go out. And
knit more. Just knit.
It works. Take care of yourself. Yep, that's right. So we love you. Thank you for coming. And we'll see you on the internet. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
On the ground.